Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live trading room for Wednesday, May the 15th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? Hopefully you don't have the same sort of sound issues for a lot of people this morning, but all right, all good, all good. All right, let's take a look at some of the things that are happening. So this is the disaster du jour right here, IMGN. Big, massive gap down, 31%. Hopefully nobody was in this one. Little bio. Basically the FDA saying, you know, you better go back and redo your phase 3. So this got just chopped almost a third. IMGN, lots of volume, obviously. So that's IMGN. Archie, this little one. We have a lot of earnings plays, guys, but they're all small. I shouldn't say all of them. I mean, we have Macy's and a few larger ones, but most of them are just small. Oops, that happens every now and then. Let me get my actives back here. Archie, though, is an earnings play, ARCI. You can see it gapped up quite a bit, 625. It's given up a little bit here. Okay, don't want this to happen. Let's get a little reset going. Anybody else lose your top lists? Okay, it happens every now and then, infrequently, thank goodness. Anyway, there's Archie, lots of volume, almost 700,000 shares, and low float, super crazy low float. So anything can happen once this opens. 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it's got up to 957. So definitely have to watch this. Almost at the high of last week. It did, in fact, break through the high of last week briefly this morning. So hard to know what's going to happen once the market opens, but this will be active for sure. ARCI. Another small one. Yeah, I mean, it popped up. I mean, obviously, if it can maintain $1 has a big gap on a percentage basis. It's not a super low floater, 90 million. But again, I just don't have a lot of trust on these small ones. This is what I'm talking about, though. I mean, when you do the sort on the earnings day column, I mean, there were a lot of earnings plays, you know, all these minus 0.25s. But look at a lot of them, like $5, $1.54, 63 cents, 72 cents. You know, they're just sort of small guys. So MTNB. Now ACB earning, and of note, 798 is a 200-day moving average. So it is moving down below that 200-day moving average. One of the big cannabis plays. And again, really has not shaken out. ACB earnings play. So keep an eye on this, especially if it really gives up that 200-day moving average. And Tilray, TLRY, you know, it's giving it up, though. You know, this is what I say, cannot hold the gains. Look at the after hours action yesterday for Tilray. This is an earnings play, but, you know, the market just wants to fade these cannabis stocks, in my opinion. I'm just looking at the cannabis index. Macy's is an earnings play. Had a nice, at one point, it had a nice little pop, but again, it's giving it up too. The market is going to, the market is going to have a weak open unless something extraordinary happens in the next 22 minutes, but the market will have a weak open to start. So Macy's, and we're seeing a lot, of course, when the market opens weak, and some of these ones that pop on earnings, no, not all of them, but a lot of them that pop on earnings basically fade. Yeah, I see Children's Place also. Children's Place had earnings. It is really starting to gap down now. Interesting to see if it can hold 100. This PLCE. Another small one, PPDF. Let me see if this is holding. Okay, this is holding a little bit as an earnings play, but, you know, pretty choppy on the weekly. A lot of resistance in this area, but it is an earnings play. Teva continues its descent here. At least it was. Yes, Teva is still, suffering from the lawsuits, etc. And it is now below below this week's low. And that is yesterday's low also. So it's below yesterday's low. Teva, T-E-V-A. Noticing a cross here. Now this takes into account sort of a continuation from yesterday. I have no idea what the significance is, if there is any, but there's a cross right there for Beyond Meat, BYND, at $79. EMA crossing down below the 20 SMA. EGHT earnings play, a little gap down for it also, not a little, a 5%. And look underneath, not a lot of support until 20 odd. Let's take a look at it on the day. Yeah, about the same on the daily. So a couple of financings here of note. JKS doing a financing. 4 million shares at $16, so it's a little bit above the financing price. That's for JKS. Actually, it's holding its own over that financing price. And Virtu, VIRT, didn't see a price for it. It just says a 9 million. I don't know if it's actually priced yet. A 9 million share financing. They've upscaled it from 7 million to 9 million, but I didn't see a price. Big area for it to try to hold. If it doesn't, I mean, it's got room underneath also. Another Agilent A is an earnings play also. This is a big gap down on earnings. And through the 200-day moving average, 71.64, there's A, and has support down in this area. So that's got, I mean, this could be the one, guy, in terms of, especially if the market remains weak, sort of one of those all-day shorts that we talk about. The gap down through the 200-day. You look at the weekly chart, not a lot of, no real big support, maybe the 63 area. So that is A. ADXS, I did see this one, but again, look at this, a big pop up. Now it's a super low float, 3.8 million in the float. Big pop up, just giving it all up. Haven't seen any of the real low floaters for a while now. Haven't seen any just maintaining and then at the open. Not for a while anyway. We're just sort of in that sort of a market right now. To questions they have. I mean, there's only 3.8 million in the float, so this did hit a few weeks. We have. Yeah, not too many of each. All right, there are some of the upgrades. Get the down now. All right, there you have some of the upgrades, downgrades, as brought to you from briefing.com. Yeah, I might have to ask or tell you how to do that maybe half an hour to 45 minutes from now. So maybe once I'm, I mean, I can really quickly show you, okay? So create an alert window or a top list window in the way in which you want to monitor your symbol list, your watch list, okay? I can't tell you how you want to monitor it. Then right click, configure, symbol lists, create new list, give it a name. I'm going to call it Austin. This is going to pop up. If you type your symbols in one by one, or if you have a list, put them in a column, no ones or anything. So I'll just type in a couple MS, okay. And then say okay. Now, most of the time, it doesn't seem to be happening as much now. You have to go to add existing list, find it. If you've done it before, it'll be obvious. There you are down there, Austin. Left click it, move over to this column. And then just check it. Once you check it, this actually will change only the following list. This is a down menu. Okay, but if for some reason it doesn't change, check it and then make sure it says only the following list and then say okay. And that's it. All right. So now you've attached, and that symbol list, of course, can be attached to any window that you create. And then you might want to write this down. I'll try to do this quickly also, because ultimately you're probably going to want to edit your list from time to time. So just write this down, because this is not intuitive. Tools, symbol lists, find it. There you are, there, Austin, left click. So it's highlighted. Now click on edit list and then just edit your list. Delete, add, whatever you want to do. All right. I'm going to say okay. Notice how now it says it's empty. Now I have to say bye-bye to you, Austin. I'm going to delete the list. Okay. Keep an eye, Maxar is still robust here, up a dime, had a tremendous 2 days. Yeah, unit is, yeah, this is showing up on my gap downs now also. Unit is really still weak. And the steel stocks are still weak. Look at US Steel. I think I have IPO here. I can't remember if yeah, there PSTL, okay. All right, ADXS, and just earnings. Yeah, so it's given up quite a bit. Seeing if there's any other little PDSB. I'm not going to mention this one. It is an earnings play. PDSB, another small one. I mean, listen, I mean, anything can happen. 1.5 million in the float. Anything can happen, I suppose. Once it gets, this market opens, released earnings after hours yesterday. If you're new, that's what that area is. That's the after hours. Tan area right there is pre-market. And look at the now. In for another down day to start anyway. Yeah, actually, I saw Uber in the pre-market. Thought maybe this is going to maintain 40 and continue, but right now we're still a lot of uncertainty. I didn't mention this one. I have this on my list. Yeah, TCS. It's on the list. TCS Container Store. It is up, but it's starting. I think we're going to see a lot like this, especially for these smaller ones. So gapped up, and now it's starting to fade a bit. That's the Container Store, TCS. This is a great short on in the pre-market. I don't use this. I don't use this at all once the market opens. But the volume to day percent. Sorry about that. Always in the background. Volume to day percent. So what does this mean? 207%. So that means ADXS has already traded almost 3 times what it would normally trade all day, and it's on that market. Okay, now obviously it doesn't trade that much because times that is 125, 130,000. So I'm sorry, 90,000. So it doesn't trade that much, but that's why this is a very cool metric to use in the pre-market short on this column. I always say it because yes, it's always, you always want to see the ones that are most, but sometimes down here your eye isn't necessarily going to these ones. But when you sort on the different columns, you can have little gems that you would not necessarily see. Now there's BPTH as an example. BPTH is up 3.8%. See if there's any. I do not see any specific news. Has earnings 4 days from now, so that'll be next week. And it's obviously very, very low float for an $18 stock. Yes, it was a little bit yesterday, wasn't it? Not a little bit, it actually ran. So this could just be a second day continuation on yesterday's. Okay, so if you're talking about it on the chart, let's say it's an option, right? Properties, and you have to check the show pre and post. So just right click on the chart, properties, and make sure you've got show pre and post checked. If you don't have this like this in big bold, that is something that is just for me to make it easier for you guys to see it. So if you say a 15-minute chart for BPTH and you have the shading, if you don't, I can't help you. I'm going to have to send you to tech. If you don't see that shading for say BPTH, No, you're not going to see it on a weekly or daily chart, but intraday you see it. If you don't see it, just waiting for you to answer me. BPTH as an example, because there it is on a 15-minute chart. If you don't have it, I'm going to have to send you to the homepage because I cannot help you. I have no idea. You're not seeing it. Where are you? Page. Just a minute. Then you can start a live chat, but so you have your system is, excuse me, it's live, right? Well, if you're seeing charts, it should be. When you say you have the latest version, you have 4.2.74, not 7.7. I have a development version, but your version is 4.2.7. When you click on the about, well, that'll be a mystery why you don't see this. If I come back and tell you, if you go to the home page and they fix it somehow and tell you what's on, let me know so I can help other people later on, because I have no idea why that's happening. No, here's an example of another little one. I mean, who knows? I mean, yoga may do something today. It's an earnings underneath $1. Lots of resistance in this area. That's a chart, remember? So there's a ton of resistance not that far away. Look at max size. Okay, well, then you'll have to go to the home page then. If you don't see this shade, the mauve and the tan areas, and you swear on a stack of Bibles, you've got checked to show pre and post, then I can help you. All right. Well, at least there's a little bit of a bounce. It's a big pullback, though. The FDA lifts partial clinical hold on phase 3. Now, that is the news for this. Yeah, I don't know if you're new or just changed your nickname, but welcome to the room. I'd been taken. Sure, there's a reason for that, but Zeller. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure this is going to last on that volume. There's only 100 shares, but at one point it popped up about, well, I'm at $2 or something. The Silk, which we talked about, I know I'm probably nagging you guys on this one. What a great IPO. We're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month and a half ago. So I was mentioning Agilent here. I mean, this is now gapping down even more. This is an earnings play. The market remains weak, and we're open. Sorry about that, guys. Snuck up on me. Let's have a great trading day. Now this little one, I mean, it's an earnings play. You know, I guess if it can hold on to a dollar, you never look at Maxar, MAXR. All right, Macy's is an earnings play, so gapped way up, came all the way down. Probably that was almost back to break even as the with respect to the close of yesterday. Now it's starting to pop. How is Agilent doing? All right, well, it's TIGR, Tiger. I don't care what this says. This is a lifetime low based on its IPO day. Look at MAXR. Jeez. Third great day in a row so far. All right, so the tile company, it's a great break on the weekly, TCS. It is an earnings play. You can see what it's done right there. Has some room, 1120 up to this area. Again, I am not saying it's going to get there. Okay, Archie is completely giving it up. Not shortable for me at Interactive Brokers. All right, this is the IPO from yesterday, APLT. You know, it had a good rally day from where it opened. It opened underneath the IPO price. Was it 10, Martin? I think it was 10, right? So we're getting close to the IPO price. Some little cross action happening for on the VWAP for VIRT 2304. There it is, 2307. Briefly up, briefly down through it. So there's the VWAP 2307, 2310. I put this in. I gave this yesterday to everybody. If you want to keep an eye on it over the course of the day, you're more than welcome to. It's not in the scans that I'm sharing. Doesn't mean I won't add it, but okay, Docs. Docs is ringing here. So Docs is an earnings play. Really not that much action in the pre-market, but this is well, this has got some room here in the week. Netflix. Well, if you look at the weekly, yeah, I mean this is a pretty important area for it to try to hold. Next area would be right there. I don't trade Netflix, but obviously a pretty important area right there. You can see a couple of bottoming tails on the weekly, and it's right there. Takes that out. The next area would be there. After that, look out. Yeah, so look at the Container Store, TCS. You know, look, was sort of holding, but now, again, with the market doing what it's doing, let me just just 1 second, please. I'm just noticing here our indices look like they're stuck on yesterday. Okay, and this is why I don't like to trade in the pre-market. In the first 15, look how whippy some of these can be. Here's Agilent, looked like it was going to continue down. It's popped up. I'm going to let this thing settle down. All right, Uber's trying 40. Okay, I'm just going to do a little reset, see if this has any change. No. Well, guys, Docs is, well, is on the move. Has some room to this 60 area. All right, if you're looking for a cheap one, the ENT, it's had a nice little run actually, last from 58 cents to over $1. And it is an earnings play. It does have room. Great volume, 23 times normal right now. Uber, you are now over 40. Okay, this Virtue, again, this is a finance. I don't see what the price is. It still doesn't say, I don't have anywhere where it actually says what the price is. It's a 9 million share offer. All right, Uber. TCS now, man, is it negative? Yeah, look at that. I mean, this, look how positive it was. I mean, we had an after hours high of 10, basically giving up 20% of that. And now it's negative. I mean, you don't want to play the first 15 minutes. You know, you're going to miss the ones that right off the bat. I'll give you that. But sometimes, you know, it's just worthwhile to set out the first 15 minutes, just let things settle down a little bit. Stuff happening, guys. I mean, I know it's hard sometimes when you see something right off the bat, it, you know, it goes straight up or straight down. But personally, I just found that I can get whipped out of positions in the first 15. So just don't let it bother me anymore when I see something that just keeps going. Just have to say, oh well, I could have got something that I thought was going to keep going, and then it just didn't, and it reverses on me. Psychologically, the first 15 minutes, it's for me anyway, just don't like to start off the day with a trade like that. No, there's no guarantee that after the first 15 minutes that it's all rosy. So we are getting lifts from Uber and Lyft right now, though. Again, guys, if these VWAP crosses, I was saying a lot of times they need a little confirmation, but what I'm seeing right now is almost a so. Crosses doesn't mean it's going to continue, of course, but you need other sorts of confirmations. But at least it alerts you to the WAP crosses. Now, okay, look at Yoga. I mean, Yoga, 99 cents. It did 121. It is an earnings play, and it does have some room. And there it goes. Really. Whoa, yeah, Cody, nicely done. Cody, not an earnings play, but wow, look at the volume it came in. What's the news on this one? Any specific news? Olivier Goudet purchases 45,000 shares of the company. So he must be a big wig in the company. I don't know if he's a CEO or. Yeah, and Real's pointing that one out. I mean, that one went basically straight up. And it's an earnings play. You also have to deal with at one point, like that spread was about 70 cents. So. Yeah, I mentioned Ent. I mean, you're looking for a cheap one, so that you took it. That's like a 30% increase, and plenty of volume. So some of these little ones, they are moving. This is another cheap earnings play that doesn't trade very much. You can tell. I mean, 1 million shares. That's 950 times normal. So. IMGN is not shortable for me. Look at this breakdown. I mean, this is just devastating news for this company. IMGN, all-time low now, IMGN. Teva's just hanging around that VWAP. 11:55. All right, so JKS is still over the financing price of 16. That could be an interesting one to maybe fade here. No, because the financing is at 16. Let's see how well this holds, JKS. Mentioned this one in the pre-market. It looks like it's trying to give it up. Well, it not looks like it is giving it up. Well, man, look at this one. I mean, this, I sort of discounted this one because it was a cheap, hardly trades at all, but look at this, having its day in the sun. I guess this is probably an IPO back here or a change or something to that effect. But what's the spread like? A penny on it too. And the first 15 is over. All right. All right, guys, I've taken on TCS. I was watching it. I'm at 784. If it gets anywhere close to 8, I'm out. I want to see if it continues down now. There's the low of the day, 764. Might be a little bit of a scalp play for me. It was an earnings play in the initial after hours, euphoria, mini euphoria, doom. So if the euphoric people step in. But right now, I've just taken on that one. The only issue is that the market's putting in a bit of a pop here, so we just got to watch it pretty closely. Gets into high 80s, I'm out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting, I mean, you look at right there around 7 on that candle, but again, I've got to watch this closely because, I mean, it was way up. So people could start to pile back in it. Now the spread is widened, so. Oh man, I got a great exit. So I got out of that one and an average of about 794. So only nailed me for what, a dime. But I will look at it again. So for me, I'm going to have to stick the alert for that one, see if we can get it the second time. Around 774, see if it gets down there again. All right. I didn't see that it was there was a short sale restriction. It's not down 10%. Yeah, but I understand that every broker, you know, there are plenty of shorts available for me for TCS. Unfortunately, it's a question we actually get. Do you have a filter that shows when a stock is not short? And the answer is, of course, we cannot have a filter like that because every brokerage platform is different. Whether or not it's available. Well, guys, what was I saying in the pre-market? Tilray did not trust any of these moves at cannabis stocks. So there's Tilray. Again, euphoria, mid-euphoria, after hours, releasing earnings. Stabilize a little bit here, but look at this. Once the market opens, no bueno. And let me see ACB. What have you done? 814 is the VWAP. So it is still hanging around this, but it is down on earnings also, ACB. Yeah, I mean, look at the market. So yeah, green bar, little, it was green up to there. Sellers are taking over a little bit. See if this puts in a red bar. I mean, look how whippy Beyond Meat is. Look at that red candle, now the green candle. I wouldn't call it, but again, look how whippy this is, up, down. Yeah, we are stuck here. All right, guys, I'm just going to my YouTube feed is choppy, so I just want to all right. 6853, yes, testing the VWAP. You would think that if this market Well, the market, that's the green bar now. So if the market maintains like this, you'll get some pops in some of these, but this is an earnings play, of course, and obviously it's 10%. I'm still watching this TCS. Maybe one more kick at it for me. What was the bio breaking down earlier? Are you talking about the one IMGN? IMGN, this one? All right. Oh, man. I'm very sorry, guys. I was able to get the, well, 780 a short. Now, I may scalp this, but 780 is short on the TCS. It says you asked me that question. Oh boy, I'm sorry, guys. I'm in the TCS short again at 780. Was waiting for that. Now look at it. No, that's the. I took some out. Just let. Yeah, I'll put it in the announcement section. Things are happening pretty quickly here. So I got some out. Sort of average around 740, and that was really, really quick. I'm out most of it, but I'll hang on. See if it has even more of a move down. Yeah, and this is in the face of the SPY pop, but anyway. All right. Get my mark here, 780. That's close enough. 740. Actually, I'm sorry, it was 742. Just checking here. 740 is happening so quickly. So it wasn't 740, 742. All right. TME. Probably some resistance around that 14 level. If you look at the weekly chart, that would be pretty good if it got close to that. Afraid to look at yoga. Okay, so it did pop, pulling back. All right, so beyond continues beyond meat, BYND. That big red candle to start the day. Big recovery for it. All right, so this was the high flyer. They actually did have news yesterday. It was also an earnings play, I think, but they also had news. GTX, big high flyer yesterday. Look at this beautiful weekly now, taking all this out. Lifetime high. Bit of a spread issue. And if you have Holly, you see that this is an alert from her. Also CLRB. Yeah, and two of them, you're right. Same, yeah, same price. Actually, no. So that, see the difference, little subtle difference, obviously, both the same strategy, but obviously some different filters in place. Holy Grail alerted at 271 and this one at 281. So there must be some subtle differences in the filters. Okay, so it's now underneath the VWAP a little bit. I was suggesting this could be maybe one of those all-day shorts. Look at the room it's got. Yeah, I guess if we look at just the bodies, green bar ignored on the 5 minute. There's a little bottoming tail there, but yeah, Tevin, I mean, no, I repeat myself a lot, but if you can handle the fact that you're going to miss some, the ones that just fly right from the beginning in the first 15 minutes, as long as you don't beat yourself up about it. I'm human. I mean, I were, in some of those also, but it's a matter of picking the right one. And unfortunately, I'm just not that good at picking the right one, so I just back off. All right, TCF, we have one more leg down. All right, sorry about that. Well, I have all three open. Again, I have all three of them open, so I'm not watching Holly from the Omni channel. If you want, you should have them. If you have Holly, I mean, you should have. I'll just do this quickly. Click on the room drive and go to the links and download. And I think one of the last links is a YouTube video I did quite a while ago showing you how you can have all three Hollies open at the same time and then incorporating them into your layout. I'm not harping on that as much more because eventually we're going away from the concept of having 3 hollies. But right now, you should watch that YouTube video and then just incorporate them into your layout. So swing trades, swing trading, day trading, holding things for a year, it's a mindset, all right, Shivani. So here's my take on it. You get a Holly alert, all right, and because Holly does get every trade by the end of the day. But if the trade is still working for you, there's no reason why you have to get out of it. Now, working for you can mean a lot of things. You know, don't know what your trading style is, but you know, if there's still room on a daily and a weekly chart, it closes strongly. It's not an earnings, or it's not going to have earnings the next day. Closes near the high. You know, these are my rules for swing trading. Then there's no reason why you couldn't hold any Holly trade if it meets those criteria. The fact that Holly gets out of the trade by the end of the day is just more of a way in which we can compare ourselves to the SPY on a daily basis. All right, doesn't mean you have to, if that makes sense. So any Holly alert can be a potential swing. Just like any one of these alerts that I'm getting here could be a potential swing. I mean, these are all, I'm not a big swing trader. They're all set up for intraday trading. But again, I'm looking at my weekly and I'm looking at my daily. All right, so I look at GoPro. I mean, I'm not a big fan of GoPro, but hey, can't the fact that it's got room now, you know, and its earnings already had earnings. So you don't have to worry about that. Zion will become a popular symbol after the NBA lottery. Docs continue. After a pullback here. All right, guys, I'm just kind of waiting on the TCS to see if it has any further breakdown. Just kind of resting here. See if we can get, again, TCS to me has a pretty decent support. Well, of course, there it has great support, 670. You know, be ecstatic if it got there, but I really doubt if it's going to even get close to 7, but we'll see. Oh, or LGY, sorry. So the nice trader a few weeks ago, that's right, it had earnings 8 days ago. Yeah, I mean, it's a lifetime low, isn't it? So there's no support for it. Now, whether it wants to keep going down below 8, it's another issue, but well, JKS is doing a great. I mean, JKS, the financing's at 16, and it is shrugging that off like a star here. All right, taking a look at TCS again, just hanging in here. No rush to get out of it. Obviously, if it gets into the 70s, I'm out. I'll get rid of the last bit I've got. So, hey, not quite making up its mind yet. Jaden, I don't know if you're in the room right now. Congratulations if you are. You were the stock picker winner. If you are, maybe you can say hello. That's Jaden. Yeah, unless you're Trader Jedi. Yeah, he was on the test drive and he won. So he got a full year of trade ideas, premium plus brokerage. All right, my land is not your land. Sorry. Things come to my thoughts every now and then. Anyway, this is continuing down. All right, this is the one that did a reverse split a little while ago, I believe, PRP. Yeah, I'm sure it did. And it is starting to, actually, it's a red bar right there. A little bit late, 705 would have been the trigger. 716, low float, 2.5 million in the float. Yeah, if you're a part of the test drive, you should have got an email with the stock picking rules. Okay, so here's the IPO price, APLT. So it actually popped a little bit above it, holding 10. Remember though, originally this was supposed to open, I think was between 14 and 16. They pulled the IPO for a while and then they repriced it at 10. Still didn't do well, but it is now back up. So at least it's at the IPO price. Let's stick an alert up here. 1024, see if it takes out the high. Yeah, the SPY is, so that's a nice recovery for, wow, nice recovery for the SPY. Volume increasing actually. Yeah, I mean, I have an opinion on these tweets, and I'm not talking on a, politically, but see, we see this happen all the time. During market hours, it can wreak havoc. Again, I suppose they don't care about us intraday traders, but we intraday traders. So there's F and there's GM. All right, so F and GM react. Axel, another in the sector, reacting to the news. No futures, no. Just stocks. Just answering that question. The topic, just stocks, Canadian and American stock, U.S. stocks. All right, guys, I'm out of the TCS. It's a rebound. Well, look, now we get a red bar. Now let's see what happens. Now we're negative again. Look at BGG. This had earnings, 13 days ago. Briggs Stratton. Underneath 11 now. I had a price alert, I think, set probably just for just underneath 11. So 3 weeks ago, the low was 10.15. So this has some room. Let's see how well this holds under 11. I'm going to stick another alert around 10.90 and see how well that holds under 11, especially if the market starts to move down again. Definitely keeping an eye on the APLT. Have my alert set for the high right there. So A is just chopping around right now. Nothing really happening with it. It's now over the VWAP, but it's been chopping around that area for a while now. Nice one from Pitbull. I missed that one. CRNT 27.18 on the alert, 27.15 now. Leaning more to the short alerts from it, but as usual, this mist has such a terrible spread, but it's just probably going to drive me crazy as I see it just going up day after day, but it has a terrible spread. 1807.19 IPO from last week. All right, this is an earnings play, TSEM, above the whole number, probably has some resistance around that 1850 mark, but it is an earnings play. It is recovered. You can see right there, it was actually negative for a while. So a little bit of a mixed bag right now. So there's IBB, an ETF for the biotechs. Semis are up. We're seeing some moves though, even though XOP is down, but it, move up. Regional banks are the two weakest sectors right now. So the financial sector sector. Let me just see. So in the last 5 minutes, so the real estate fund last 5 minutes is 5-minute high. Well, this is a strong one. AFIN, and that it's funny because it is a obviously it's in the banking sector or that sector. I know it's real estate, but this is an excellent one. What's the volume like? Yeah, it's pretty decent volume. Big float. And look at the room it's got. I'm watching this one, see how well it holds over the whole number. I'd like to see it squeeze just a little bit here. It's not it was an earnings play 4 days ago. Just watching AFIN. Yeah, well, that's up to your broker, Demas. I mean, it depends on your broker. I'm just watching AFI guys. Yeah, okay. Now watch a nice one for us yesterday. Keep an eye on this one. Trying to come back now. This is earnings yesterday. Still has a lot of room. All right, guys, I'm just watching the LFIN. It intrigues me. All right, I put it down here, put a couple of alerts bracketed to see if, oops, not that one, AFIN. Okay, I bracketed this. If it gets down to that level, I'm probably not as interested. If it takes this out on any sort of a pop, I'll probably get interested in AFIN. Oh, okay, look at here. Okay, we are now positive. Yeah, you guys don't have this, but there's obviously a problem here. This is still stuck on yesterday. Good exit on the TCS. Looks like it is trying to recover with the market. Boy, the Zoom is still, ZM is still strong. A little bit of a down, what are we, Wednesday? A couple of days, but trying to recover. Still extremely strong IPO. Actually, an RBI on Beyond right there. Red bar ignored in the 15. Yeah, actually, nice alert from Holly on this one. 2250, 2306 right now. Almost got stopped out. You can see there's the candle in which it happened. Moved down, but now moving. I'm not saying moving with the market necessarily. You know, it's. I mean, it is moving with the market, but I don't think the market has any effect really on something like this one. We meet again. Thank you, Walid. I swear, if you didn't do it, I'd forget. All right. As my first lieutenant, Walid, has instructed me, now it's time for links. So first of all, if you're new to the room, welcome to the room. This is the format every day. I open the room at 9 o'clock Eastern time every day. That's when I start to share my screen, get live in the mic, a little after that. And I go up to 3:30, Monday to Thursdays, and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. If you are a Trade Ideas subscriber, excuse me, beside my name, there should be this icon called the Room Drive icon. Looks like a, looks like a half open folder. You can click on that. Scans that I share. Click on the download. You'll see every scan that I'm sharing. Some of them you see on the monitor that I'm sharing. I do have 2 other monitors where I do have other scans. So you can click on that link. You can see, hopefully they're named intuitively enough that you can say, yeah, wouldn't mind seeing what gap down is and gap up is, etc. The links, download the links. Now we're going to go over these right now. So we still have a promo on. If you click on the subscription link, you will see that we have a promo still on. And there it is. There's the code to use, Spring Driver, all in capital letters. Instant has a 25% savings off the first month, only the first month, or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. So I'm going to go over how much Trade Ideas costs right now. Remember, keep in mind that 25% promo code. So we have basically 4 plans: a standard yearly, it'd be $1068 a year minus that 25%, or the premium yearly, $2268 a year minus the 25%. And the big difference, of course, is Holly. Well, he's actually giving us a couple of nice ones on the cheaper ones, $281, $294 now. And the other one, of course, was the AXSM, $2257, $2309. And in fact, CLRB and this alert from Holly is now up 9%. So a couple of nice ones from Holly. Standard monthly. You can always try us out just for a month. If you like us, you can always upgrade, but it'd be $118 a month minus that 25%. Or for the premium, $228 minus the 25%. And again, you can upgrade as long as you do it within 30 days, and we'll honor that promo code. So in other words, today is the 15th. If by June 14th you say, I love Trade Ideas, I want to go from standard to premium or monthly to yearly, you can do so. And again, we'll honor that promo code. Brokerage Plus, one-time licensing fee, $1,100 minus the 25%. And lifetime license, what does it mean? It means if you unsubscribe from Trade Ideas and then resubscribe at a later date, Brokerage Plus is still waiting for you. Now, to use Brokerage Plus right now, as we speak, you need an interactive broker's account. Okay, this is the place a brokerage account. This is it basically replaces the way in which you would use order entry. So you wouldn't use your interactive broker's order entry. You would use this, and you use this because it's nicer looking, easier, and all those good things. We are looking to add more brokerage platforms. I cannot tell you which ones or when. So, but right now, I don't want to mislead anybody. If you take Brokerage Plus, you need an interactive broker's account and you need a premium service. So assuming you do have all that, then if you click on an alert, of course, it'll show up here. This is on the simplest way, or the simplest way in which you would use it. Determine how many shares you want, and this, of course, will give you the bid ask, and you either click buy to go long or sell to go short. These are hotkeys. Flatten gets you out of a position or multiple positions. Half does the same, gets you out half or multiple. Double, you can double your positions. Of course, all of these are either on an individual stock or multiple stocks. Reverse, you can go long if you're in a short position, or short if you're in a long position, basically reversing your position. But be completely aware of what the spread is if you're going to use that feature. Next level would be, again, click on an alert. You like what you see. Ahead of time, you can set up buying and shorting, your own buying and shorting parameters. You just click on how you want to trade it. And of course, it'll show up in your window. So if you're an active trader, somebody with 8, 10, 15 positions open at a time, a wonderful way to manage all your positions. Next level, very few of our customers do this, but if you are one of those and you want to auto trade, so you have your own strategy, you back test it, and you're very, very confident that every time a symbol showed up, it would auto trade it. You would attach the rule for trading it. And obviously, you're not going to have multiple. You'll have one that you'll use, and you'll just auto trade it. Again, very few of our customers do this, but it is available for you. Lastly, yes, I know a lot of people ask, can you auto trade Holly? You can do it. I don't necessarily recommend it, but if you're bound and determined to try it, basically watch this video, okay? 1 second, please. So again, this was a video done by Brad and Dan, co-founders of Trade Ideas, and entitled Manage Your Expectations of Auto Trading Holly. What is Holly? Let me get rid of this. Move this over. So what Holly does is at the end of the day, she has what we call 50 baseline strategies. So this is not one of them, but if it were, she would look at the filters that are in place here. The Holly strategies have way more filters in place, and she might just start tinkering. You know, maybe what happens if I change this price to $1, between $1 and $10 from 50 cents? What happens then if I run the back tester? What happens to the profit factor and win percentage by making that change? What happens if I maybe up this to 100,000 shares? What happens if I add a filter or subtract a filter? A lot of what if scenarios. I don't want to do that. So you imagine that even trying to do that on one strategy would be a challenge. But Holly does this for 50 plus strategies. At the end of the day, again, she'll take today's market data. Look at beyond. She'll take today's market data, and tomorrow we'll be presented with the strategies that made the cut. Making the cut, in essence, meaning the proper profit factor and win percentage combination. Typically a profit factor of at least 2 and a win percentage of at least 60. So if you're interested to see what each strategy is looking for, not just the ones that made the cut, you can click on this link right there. So what is Count de Monet looking for? And let's see what else. Training. We have training Monday to Thursday at noon Eastern. Webinars Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern. All the webinars are archived. You should have the latest trade ideas. If you have trade ideas, you should have the latest. If you click on Help and About, it will tell you what you have. 4.2.74 is what you should have. I'm in 7.7, which is a development version. All right, so you should have 7.4 though, at least. Why? You want to have weekly and monthly charts. You'll need that. Also, let's see if anything is triggered yet. Nothing is triggered yet. But if you have Holly, you'll notice here there's a re-entry price. And that is automatically fixed. Basically, it's just the difference between the entry, 22.42. There's the stop. It's halfway between. So if Holly gets stopped out, if at any point Holly hits 22.05, and then later on, if it came back to 22.24, you would get a re-entry trigger. You can tell it hasn't done that because time in the re-entry trigger. These are, of course, these would be the re-entry prices if triggered. And you would need 4.2.74 for that. All right, look at guys, this one, CTST is interesting again. All right, let me keep going here. Download the demo. You want to have a demo trade ideas. It just gives you a taste, all right? It's 15-minute delay. You don't have charts. It just gives you a taste. You can check out all the alerts and filters that we have. You can create windows, but again, it's a 15-minute delay. I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day. I have gone over Brokerage Plus. Trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. Having all 3 Hollies open at once. Again, we're going away from this, having kind of 3 versions of Holly, but we still do have that. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, hopefully within 3 months. So, but if you do want to have all 3 Hollies open at once, incorporate them into your layout, you watch this video. All right. That's a question I have no idea for, Woody. So I would do what I know. Michael is there. He's our broker plus expert. I have no idea why that would be happening. So what I would do is encourage you to go to the home page. There you ask that question. It doesn't make any sense to me, so I have no answer for that. But ask that question. It's blank? Don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. No, they're not blank. I just clicked on the download. There they are. You have to click on the download, excuse me, click on the down, don't click on that, like I don't know what you were clicking on. Click on the download link or the download, okay? And this should come up. I'm seeing it right there, so you must have done something wrong. So let me know if that worked, Tahoe. It's blank. All right. But, you know, it did not progress with the rest of the market, so I still have an alert here. Maybe at a later time, excuse me, it'll do it, but. So Tahoe Dan, did that work now? Click. So it's had a nice recovery. This is an earnings. It's not actually. It's not an earnings play. AEIS. All right. You are lost. Okay. Let me see if I can help you. So you can see my screen, right, Tahoe? You can hear me. You can see my screen. Okay. So you can locate this icon, the Room Drive icon. Looks like the half open folder. You can see it. You can. And then you click on it. Oops. You click on it. So you're at that stage and you can see where it says scans that I share. Yes, no? Okay, so you're at this. So you click on download. Click on download. And this probably shows up at the bottom here. And then just click on that. And that opens it. Maybe that's what you weren't doing. Okay, great. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Yeah, the problem is, and I'm still waiting on the developer of the room to fix this for me. Yeah, eventually it will be in here. They will be in there. Without going into any great detail, I can't put them in here right now because well, I don't want to talk about it. It's just, I can't put it there right now. Yeah, sitting on that VWAP. All right, guys, APLT now making a new high here. This is the, let me see if you can get that bid up to 10. Look at it, just dropped. Still has about a dollar from the last week's high for GDS. It's an earnings play from yesterday, actually, GDS. Look at it, Uber's been chopping around. You're right, making a new high now. If you change the parameters and save the layout, will it save the alerts? Are you talking? I'm not sure I know what you mean. You mean the alerts that you currently see? Yeah, that's the problem. If you change the parameters, you won't see most of them. You only see the last one. So if you want to keep seeing, I mean, you can do a history and see it later. But if you want to continue to see, the minute you change parameters, you will only see the last one. So either wait for the end of the day to do it. Well, you could duplicate. Yeah, you could duplicate the window and then put them side by side. How much screen space you have, and depending how many you want to alter. Well, you should save each alert window to the cloud. When you say each alert, you mean each alert window. You should save each alert window to the cloud. They're getting interested again in that CTST. I think it still has room on that weekly chart. That's what intrigues me about it. Look at the weekly. And in fact, I'm now, I was waiting on that 630. So I'm in this one at 630. There's the high 632, and there was the pre-market high 633. Yeah, if it gets through that, it have a nice little run left in it. What did it do yesterday? So I don't think it, I think it's breaking yesterday's. Can I see, what did it do yesterday? Yeah, so we're right at the high of yesterday for, so if it takes this out, we might have a little run in it. Looking, you know, just, I'm intrigued by it, of course, because of the weekly chart, but also percentage, possible percentage increase. Well, definitely CLRB is a nice one from Holly. I mean, 13%, 13.9% now. Plenty of volume, plenty of volume, and the spread is a penny. So. Well, I guess you've been obviously aggressive right there on that red bar ignored. That there's only $10 from there. Even this one, I don't like the bottom tails and topping tails, but again, red bar ignored, 52.32. Yeah, probably because of the consolidation, I guess, and the tails, and it looked like, you know, buyers finally took control. All right, I think we are. Okay, Julio, yeah, if you can hear me, I guess I guess we're back to normal now. The indices are now back to normal. So great rally so far. Great rally. Not that the market is not down huge, but you know, this is turning into my favorite day. We're down a little bit more, but then a rally. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an hour and a half of a green candle. It's funny, the one I was looking at was noodles, and it hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, the VICR, for a $32 stock, that's a low float. I had it thumbnailed, from yesterday. That was a trade I made yesterday. So I had it thumbnailed. Maybe you can see it right there. I had it thumbnailed. So I was always going to be watching this today. I think I mentioned in the pre-market also keep an eye out for, because I still like the daily or the weekly. For all the reasons I got into it yesterday, they're still valid. I like that weekly chart, still has some room. The market continues like this. It happened yesterday. So, hey, I don't know where it's going to go. It could stop right now, but yeah, there are no shorts, which makes complete sense. Typically, for Holly to have a short trigger, usually the market has to at least be somewhat neutral or moving down a bit, because there's usually a SPY component in all of these strategies that Holly has. So in other words, if the SPY is not moving up, or at least not moving down, you're not going to get a long alert for most of these. All right, AFIN now is back kind of where I was looking at it, wanting to take it, but let's see. Finally moving with the market. That you see, look what the market was doing, and AFIN was not doing anything like that. So yeah, great call by Real on the GDS. Excuse me, on the GDS. All right, SLDB, is this? Yeah, it is shortable here. Hey, the big bad news from yesterday. And the low was 563. Well, this is a disaster in the making. This Ecor is an earnings play, guys, and almost at an all-time, only 14 cents. There it would be right there, 415. Sticking an alert, around just over $4. See what happens to this one. Ecor, disaster. Yeah, that's it's hard to commit to that. 6017, 6374. Yeah, even the spread now on APLT has gotten stupid. 992, 1020. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. It's basically where I bought it. Just want to give it a little bit longer. That's the CTST. Really kind of struggling to get through the high of yesterday. All right, TCS guys. TCS maybe the bounce play. I mean, it's already bounced 50 cents now. It had initial reaction to earnings was excellent. Hours yesterday, even pre-market. No, it just drifted down a little bit in the pre-market, not much. And then unfortunately for it, when the market opened, look out. Okay, I'm just watching the CTST here. I may be getting out of it really soon. I just want to see if this level holds. Probably 25 gets me out. Can always try again. Okay, well, stabilizing a little bit. Okay. It's a pretty big pullback, 92.40, not on a percentage basis really, but $3-4. All right, guys, I was mentioning this Ecor earlier. We are now at a low, lifetime low. If this takes out 4, I may have to hop in on this, on a short on this. No shorts now for Beyond Meat, for me anyway, BYND. I think it just said testing it. There's the V1 809 for it. So it just tried to test it, 802. This has been hanging around the VWAP all day. 2320 for Vert. kind of hanging around that area. 2320 is the VWAP. And so has 8. Okay, yeah, there's the VWAP, 68.64. It's been taking its time. But now, yeah, okay, 63. So now looks way more interesting. VWAP is VWAP. We've had this conversation before, whether it's a 5-minute chart or a 1,000-day chart. Well, you can't add the VWAP, but it's all screwed up, and it's been like that since inception. And I keep saying they're going to fix it, but I have no idea when that's going to happen. I don't know what. I honestly don't know what the whole. Not being a developer, I just don't know what the issue is. So that's what Real is talking about. There's a rising, at least on the 5-minute chart. Pull back to the rising, ADMA. All right, guys, obviously I'm a little bit interested to see if CTST can take out that high right now, get into the 40s and move. Maxar, I don't know if this is shortable for me. It is shortable. Oh, actually, yeah, there's only, right now, only a little over 1,000 shares available at IB. So this is going to dry up in a heartbeat, probably, in terms of the shorts available, for me anyway, at IB. Well, Pitt, I'm looking at the ACM. I tried to get some actually in a midpoint, but they didn't fill me. The ACMR. Okay, hey, looking good now that it finally really gave up that VWAP. Still nothing shaking from these low floaters on the move. I haven't seen one of these for a couple of weeks now, maybe even 3 weeks or so. All of a sudden, we'll get a week or two in which you'll get 2 or 3 a day that just absolutely rip. Just not in that market right now. Yeah, not the big red dot, so I guess it is shortable from time to time, but not now. Guys, I was mentioning this one yesterday, the SCPL trying to come back here from 2 weeks ago, trying to come back. Not very much volume, but ooh, this is ugly. Look at this weekly. Look at this weekly candle, and it'll pull up a couple, 3, and now taking this out, and look at the maybe the support area down here, 1050 for MGNX. Remember this? Remember this week? Huge euphoria about this stock. But since then, it's done absolutely nothing. Moved down. MGNX. All right, guys, give me about I'm going to put myself on mute for a couple of minutes. All right, I'm back. Yeah, wowzer on that. Finally, when it gave up that 200-day, there's $1 off the 200, not the 200-day, but the VWAP. Well, I kind of thought this might be an all-day short, but it took its time. Just because look at the daily, look at the weekly, so much room. Of course, the market was also weak, so I think it took its time while the market was recovering. Now, real. Be a bigger man. I don't think he's here. All right, guys, I'm out of the. I'm going to give it. I'll try again, but I'm out of the CTST right now for a 3-cent loss. High hopes. It looked like it wanted to. Just doesn't want to take that high out. So if it takes the high out later, I may hop back in. I can reset those alerts, but it's just installed right there. All right, so TCS now looks like it might be trying to downturn again, but it may not be that. It may not be dynamic enough now. Yeah, take that to the off topic, Aaron. There are plenty of people I think who use Thinkorswim. They might be able to answer some questions. Just take it to the off topic. Yeah, so this was again was an IPO back here in this PDSB. So it's probably the first earnings release it's had if it was an IPO back there. There's the high 1022. So yeah. All-time high? Oh, I'm talking today. I'm talking over here, 1025. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm talking right there. So it looks like I'm assuming this was an IPO back here. Yeah, I'm going to stick an alert just around 904 for this, see if it takes it out again. So, a little bit challenging right now, the topping tails. The buyers have tried several times, especially there. You got right, well, that is the high, yes. Still a tough spread for this APLT. Not very much volume either. I mean, for an IPO yesterday, the volume is completely dry. Whoa, especially with the market doing this. No, that's a big, I mean, there's the big one, but that's second so far. That's 3 minutes to close on the 15-minute. Another one, lifetime low. Well, not quite. 23 cents from a lifetime low for this one. What was that other one talking? Ecor. So Ecor is not broken down through yet. A lifetime low though. I just don't know how dynamic it's going to be now. Yes. Boy, okay, well, MTSI, what are you doing? Because you can be fun. There's a 3-bar pullback for MTSI. Hopefully I caught that sneeze in time. Okay, good. I know in the other room, I used to think I turned off the mic, but somehow there was some latency. This room gets more live. Oh, the old Omnovia Webinato room. No, it says long gone. Long gone. All right, not as many alerts right now. Man, fast morning, 11:30 already. All right, we've got some follow through for some of these. I'm watching some of these like Fro, nice follow through. Big day yesterday. Actually, earnings before the market, unless they announced early. This has earnings tomorrow before the market opens, 1.25. So that earns. So a lot of bets being placed right now for this one, both yesterday and today. Fro, unless I want to make sure they didn't release earnings early. I don't think so. I don't see it. So here's another one. So this one is trying another one day for FGen, and look at the room it has. FGen chopping around here. You know, it takes out that high right there. This could have another nice little move in it. FGen earnings 3 days ago got beaten up 3 days ago. That's weekly, but you can see right there got beaten up on earnings, trying to come back. Well, I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed in the CTSD. I was really hoping we'd get into the 640s, but no, it is a cannabis play, so that's one thing I should have been, well, I'm aware of it. Tilray, ACB, actually ACB is now positive. Interesting. Another earnings play. It's rebounded quite nicely. And so has Maxar. I'm going to be intrigued to see how many. Now, it's not shortable now. Interesting. When I first looked, there was a little over 1,000 shares. Would have thought there'd be some shares now as people were covering, to be honest, but Not bad plays. Some not bad plays from Holly. Funko, FNKO, 2117, 2157 now. They're alert, a little choppy, and then the move. You can see price coming into, well, actually, it's about $1 away still, so it may still have life. Well, guys, now that it is recovering. Again, I created this swing tab for you guys who are interested in, swing ideas. You're not going to find my putting many in here, but that is for you guys who are always asking me for swing trades. If you have an idea for one, don't just type in the symbol. Have some kind of a premise for it. Exo is a Kansas play. They have earnings next week. I just cannot get enthused about this cannabis. I mean, look at it. There's the ETF. It just has done zero. And I'm not talking the lighter. Okay, this one just over the VWAP now, LIQT. Now the only issue I have with it, and it's got some topping tails on the weekly. Now 915, so that high is right around these highs here. So we'd have to take it out. You still have these topping tails on the weekly. It looks better on a daily chart, but you go back a little bit further and you start to see, maybe these topping tails can stop it. No, but it is over the VWAP now, 901. All right. Okay, this is a cheap one. We haven't had very many halts, guys. No volatility halts, which makes sense to me because none of these low floaters move have really done much. But remember, a couple of weeks ago, we were getting halts all over the place for a variety of stocks because of the volatility. But this has been halt news, but it's just a little guy. Tiva, another one that is just, again, flirting with the 200-day. I keep saying that. I'm so sorry. The VWAP 1144 just keeps flirting with it. Okay, guys, take Travelog stuff to the off topic, okay, please? I'm just going to delete it. Don't take offense. Just can't jam the room up with off topic stuff. That's why we have an off topic tab, okay? If you're wondering, because I do get complaints from people sending me, why do you allow that to happen? So just take everything that's not stock related to the off topic. Stock related. Thank you. All right, Virtue. Oh, and it's still, I still do not see a price for this. They're doing a financing, a 9 million share financing. I do not see a price still. I'm looking at my IB headlines. I still don't see one. Anybody have one? You do a little more sleuthing than I'm prepared to do right now for a actual price of the financing. Now breaking down underneath 23, and look at that right there on the weekly. 2265 is the low. But I'd love to know what the pricing is going to be. Is it 22.5 for sure? That is a confirmation. See, I'm just looking at IB. It says, you know, but again, that's old. Thank you for that, Casa. Okay, thank you. So 2250. So, you know, guys, it takes that out. It wouldn't surprise me if it cruises down there. There is the low 265 right there. Looking left on that weekly chart. Well, Lyft having its day. Almost another red bar ignored for Lyft, LYFT. And I've said ad nauseum, a tremendous IPO. Yeah, I mean, it's stock related, McDowell. So, I mean, it is stock related, specific stock related, sure. It's interesting. It's not spam. I mean, it's specifically related to Uber. I mean, you know, people can decide on their own, you know, what they want to do with that information, but I personally don't have any problem with that. I don't see why others wouldn't. I don't see why others would. Well, this is interesting. I'm actually trying to short this SLDB, and it's not down 10% unless there's a warning error here. And they will not fill me at 570. I've sat there for about a minute at 570. Well, but the thing is on that, it is specific to the stock. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that when hit the bid. You know, it's not just our general statement about option expiries and all. I mean, it's very specific to Uber and Lyft. So I didn't really have a problem with it. To me, it's not unlike if you put a stock symbol here and explain why you think it may go up or down in the stocks only. I think that's fine. Now, you know, if I do a poll and everybody hates it, fine. You guys, you know, you guys run the room, really. I'm just along for the ride. Well, my goodness, break time is almost upon me. All right, so I'm going to put this in. I'll be leaving in a couple of minutes. So if you don't want to hear the cash register, close your ears, cover your ears. And again, there is the promo code Spring Driver, all in capital letters, for an instant 25% savings off the first month of the entire year of a subscription. That promo code will be valid until Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So, you know the time zone you're in. That's Eastern time, 11:59 Sunday night. And again, and that's also valid if you have a subscription right now and you want to upgrade, say from a standard to a premium or from a month to an annual, you can use it even if you have a current subscription. And of course, if you don't have a subscription and you take out if you do take out a subscription today and you don't have one, you can also upgrade within 30 days, the same promo code. Upgrading meaning if you want to go from a monthly to an annual or from our standard to our premium service. Well, speaking of events, again, this is it really has not taken off. I mean, it's not done bad, but it has not taken off yet. But this is the IPO from last week, right here on the 8th, and it appears to be a defense stock. All right, everybody. I will see you at around 12:30. I'll put myself on mute right now.